Okay, welcome to Interesting Stuff, the YouTube show that's really about nothing and has no body. But today we're going to do Forrest Park Memorial Cemetery. It's in Gadsden, Alabama. And as you can see, I'm pulling up on the little chapel here now. Chapel was built, the cemetery was built in 1871. It was on 10 acres that were donated by Colonel Whittle, or, well, oh man, I can't remember his name. But anyways, you can look it up. Isn't that chapel beautiful? But anyways, it was built on land dedicated by Colonel Woolite. Woolite was his name. And it was originally 10 acres. They figured it was out here as far west of town as you could get. The town would never grow up around it. You know how that usually works out. So 50 years later, it's firmly in the west side of Gadsden. The city did grow up around it. It's now 40 acres, and we're going to get out and we're going to take a look at it. It's a really pretty cemetery. You saw the chapel back there. The chapel wasn't complete until 1930. And beautiful chapel. I forgot the name of it. I should have remembered it, but I didn't. But anyways, here we go. We're going to get out and we're going to look around a little bit. Sorry for the messed up camera angles, but here we are. But anyways, this is it, and it goes back a long ways. Way over there. This is what you got. Now we're looking at the back side of the chapel, right there. And over here, we have a war memorial. It's for World War I and World War II mainly. I was going to get out and film a little bit earlier, but we had some visitors up here, and I don't like interrupting people when they're visiting graves. But as you can see here, it's like a little mini military cemetery. And up here, you've got the American Legion emblem. Get it right there where you can see it. Got the eagle up top. And when you walk around, as you can see, there's a lot of tombstones here, mainly Army and Marine Corps. I think you do have some Navy mixed in. Most of them from World War I and World War II. So, look at this. This is what the original road was right there, that rock, which I think is really neat. You can see where they paved over it. But we go here. This is the World War II side of the monument. Zoom in for you. Then you come around, there's Old Glory right there. Come around over here, and you got the World War I side, but we're going to take a look at the eagle at the very top first. Still not over this little cold I got. Hopefully that'll change pretty soon. See, you got the eagle at the very top of it. Then you come down to the base. And then we'll walk over here. And you have the World War I side. Like I said, cemetery was 1871. It's by Colonel, I think his name was Woolite. I've completely forgot. About the time I started filming, I went blank. But ironically, sadly, first person buried out here is his 1-year-old daughter. And I'm not really sure where she's buried at. Find her in a future video. But got some really cool tombstones. A lot of history out here. This right here is where a lot of the founders of Gadsden were. See that? Then you walk around here. That's my car. Walk around here. This is the old part of the cemetery here, close to the chapel. Got some kids out here skateboarding. I used to do that. But you just got like a a really cool mix of old graves. Like I said, a lot of Gadsden history right here. Like this gentleman. And the thing is, when you look at this tombstone, it looks old as hell. It's really not. As you can see, he was buried in, let's see if I can get close, 1907 was when he was buried. I thought it's a little bit newer. I thought it said 97 there for a minute. I was wondering how a gravestone that old was in 97. But, you know, he's a 1907 obviously. But yeah, a lot of the who's who, the early days of Gadsden, are buried out here. And wouldn't it be cool to like find the guys who built this and say, hey, guess what? Your thought that the city would never grow this far, yeah, you're off just a little bit, because the cemetery and the city have both expanded probably far beyond their expectations. So let's see, we're gonna walk around, maybe drive around a little bit, check some stuff out, see what's going on, and you know, go from there. After I lock this up, the neighborhood, unfortunately, like a lot of old cemeteries, isn't the best anymore. So you want to be careful when you're out here. And this is something that a lot of people, if you're going to do this and you're going to go check out old cemeteries, old buildings, anything, you've got to make sure. Oh, this thing. Here we go. Got turned over one more. So I can do that. Roll the window up. But you've got to make sure that when you're out in a place like this, you're paying attention. You got to make sure you pay attention. Because these are perfect places to jump somebody if you want to. Now, sometimes I see a lot of people who do videos, stuff like that, especially in not so good areas, don't really pay attention to. Always pay attention to your surroundings. Always tell somebody where you're going. And, you know, be smart. Come during the day. Number one, it's illegal to go most of these places at night. Number two, if you do come in at night, you're probably going to find stuff you don't want to find. Not the cool stuff, like paranormal, but like people that want to do bad things to you. So here we go. Over here, still in the old part of the cemetery. We're just going to walk around, check some of these out. You got Nora Griffith. Basically just a rock. It's nice, but it's basically just a rock with her name carved in it. We'll go over here. Got Martin Wright. It's the Mason symbol on his grave. Got Mr. Griffith, Army Corporal, World War II. Look at this one, Grimes. Yeah, I got to do it. Make the obligatory Rick Grimes joke. Wouldn't it be cool if his name was Rick? Let's go find out. I'm not seeing a Rick. Matter of fact, that's the only Grimes I see out here. It's almost like the family built it and then decided, we're going to go somewhere else. You know, I got to quit saying that. That's like my go-to is, and I got to quit doing that. But yeah, Tinta. I don't know anybody named Tinta. But it appears that they built this big old Grimes monument and there's like no Grimes out here. How weird is that? Because that wasn't cheap. That's an Armstrong. See in the middle there, that big round part. That at one point in time held some kind of picture. Of course, the picture is long gone. We don't know what happened to it. You never will. We'll walk over here because we had those dudes over there skateboarding. I don't want to bother them. They don't want to bother me. But, and you're going to see these. And there's a lot of them. And everybody's entitled to their opinions. Those are markers for Confederates. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. But I look at it like this. Something that happened a long time ago. There was right and there was wrong on both sides. That's my thoughts. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's your business. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Then you have Mr. Watley Osborne. That is a heck of a nice grave. Johnny Watley Osborne. It says mother. Huh. That's weird. Johnny at one point in time could be a male or a female name, so. Then you have Carson. Kind of like these graves. These are neat. Then we'll go over here. We'll check this out real quick. I didn't mean to run those kids off. I hope they didn't leave because I was out here. This would be a great place. When I was a kid, I would have ridden skateboard through here. Then you got Hopper right there. This is a woodsman of the world right here. Very distinctive. Most time these are woodsmen of the world. Yeah. This is a woodsman of the world grave. I don't know much about the woodsmen of the world. Never really researched them. I know my grandfather thought highly of them. I don't know much about them. We'll go through here a little bit. Like I said, this cemetery is so big. It would take more than one video to go over the whole thing. So we're just going to cover a part of it today. Over here you got, I love these old headstones here. Look at that. That's just neat. What is that? 1877 to 1934. Year my grandmother was born was 1934. Also year, the St. Louis Cardinals, my baseball team, won its third World Series. 34 was a good year. It's ironic, my grandparents were born in 31 and 34. Cardinals won a World Series in both years. Pretty cool, I think. Let's drift over here. This is getting into a few newer ones mingled with some old ones. Look at that. That is, it's actually really neat. I like that. We'll go back over here so you can see what it looks like from here. That is a neat marker for all this. And you'll notice there's like steps all over the place here. Some of the steps end in a tombstone now. So at one point in time, I'm assuming they were built so that you could have easier access, but over the years they sold graves that were right there on top of them and they just went with it. Because at the end of the day, even a cemetery has got to make money. Everything has to make money. You know, so it makes the world go round. How do you think cemetery stays this nice? It ain't free. You got to have people come out and, you know, cut the grass and do all this stuff, and you got to pay them. Now this is, get a good shot of that chapel again. Now this is no longer a private cemetery. I think it became a city cemetery, and it was way back when, like 1920. Here's one. Now, when I was a kid, I used to hate tombstones that had pictures on them because it used to creep me out. Now I love them because you kind of get a feel for who the person was. Zoom in a little bit. Right there. Miss Annie Joni Logan died in 1960. But yeah, you kind of get a feel for who these people were. And you gotta think, all of us are going to be out here, maybe not this cemetery, but we're going to be in one eventually. And this will be all that's left of us, is this. So anything you do to kind of bring them to life and give you a little bit better picture that they were actually humans at one point. They had the same motivations, desires, dreams, needs all of us have got. Really puts in perspective, and it shows you the frailty of the human existence, to be quite frankly honest. Now this is pretty neat. The Reichs. Get up there so you can see it. And then you got the Reich family here. There's a lot of them. Robert David fought in World War II. That's his wife. You have Adolf Philipp. Nellie King. You can tell at one point in time it was a very prominent family. They had some money, because you don't get a big old stone like that for nothing. That would have cost money. This over here is one of my favorites. One of my absolute favorites. Look at this. It's a cool thing about walking around these places. It's just really, really nice. Nothing really fancy about it. It's simple, but it looks so good. Lieutenant Colonel Howard L. Rawls Jr. Look at that. My bet is this was his wife. Wow. Have the streets here. I don't know what that symbol is. If somebody knows what this symbol is, let me know, because that's pretty damn neat. You have Alonzo Street, Mason. We'll walk over here and check this one out. This is the, oh wow. So you can see Galloway at the entrance. See Galloway at the foot. Then you have the actual Galloway headstones. We're just going to get on one of them. It's Ida Galloway. That is so neat. That is just neat. I love that setup. That is truly impressive. Really impressive, actually. We'll walk around here a little bit, see what we can find. Like I said, the cemetery, that would be my cell phone. And we're going to cut it off. Yeah, I went back to a flip phone because I friggin' hate smartphones. I just do. And here's why, for me personally. Because I found I spent more time on my phone than I did actually living life. It's so easy to get on there and you'll look up something, and then something else will come up and you'll look it up, and then something else comes up, then pretty soon you're on that phone for hours, you know, as opposed to getting up and just living life. So I got rid of it. It's not saying anything bad about smartphones, just saying how I interact with smartphones was bad for me. Walk over here. And we're still not at the end of the cemetery yet. There's still a lot over there. We're going to hit this one up real quick. The Thomas plot. See if you can see that. Wow. See up here you got one heck of a view. Down there you got a gigantic mausoleum. The thing that looks like a house, that's a mausoleum. You're up on a hill here. So I know it doesn't come across on the camera, but you got a really good view of everything that's around here. We're going to walk over here because there's a grave over here. It's just wicked. Just so cool. And we're going to check it out. See what's going on. But the important thing about cemeteries, like I was saying earlier, it's a place of remembrance. It's a way to remember these people lived, they existed, and you know, they had lives. Look at this one, Isabel. Gordon Isbell, Iris Taylor Isbell, or Johnson Isbell. I actually know some Isbells. One of them used to be the state representative for my area of Etowah County. Really nice guy. Got a lot of respect for him. The Isbells are still a pretty affluent family here. Look at this one. Oh, that's neat. 1895. Going back in time here. Imagine if these people could see the city now. You got Syberts, W.J. and Marietta. It's a really neat tombstone. Monument, that's not a tombstone. Then we're going to come over here. Once we get over here, we'll wrap it up. Because there's just so much in the cemetery I could show you. But I just don't have time. This one here, it's really neat. But you can't read it anymore. It needs to be cleaned off. I can't make out anything on it. It's a really neat tombstone though. Then over here, Captain, U.S. Army Air Corps. U.S. Army Air Corps became the United States Air Force. Yes, the Air Force descended from the Army. They were us, we were them. Look at this one. Look at that. I know what that is in the middle. It's a weird symbol. Never seen it before. Go around the other side. You really get a view of it. Right here. Look at that. It's really nice. Look at this one. It's a mason. Got a lot of masons out here. A whole lot of them. Take a walk up here. There's another one here I want to show you. And then we will begin our drive out. Look at this one. We'll walk the main boulevard so you can kind of see the chapel a little bit better. These are the Meeks. As you can see, that goes a ways up there. Then you have Meeks here, and Meeks here, and then some Meeks over there. Alright, so we're going to walk back this way now. Check out what we got. What do you guys think, man? I wish I could show you the whole cemetery in all its glory, because it is so friggin' big, like immense. Covers like 40 acres, and to get to all of them is impossible. Here's some more pictures. You know how I feel about pictures. Look at this. Can't really make out the name too well. Like I said, when I was a kid, those used to terrify me because they were dead. There were pictures of them. But now, as I gotten older, I really enjoy them. Over towards the middle front is like the oldest part of the cemetery, and there's a lot of graves here. I can't even begin to put a number on how many graves there are. I think I found another picture. I love my pictures, you know this. I can walk up here all day and look at pictures. Oh man, it got ripped out. 1932. See that spot with the white circle? That was the picture. I got no way to look at it now. It's a damn shame. Because you gotta think, 1932, most of these people's relatives are no longer here. They're gone. That's neat. That's really neat. And here's like the monument for the plot for the Bellinger family. Goes all the way to the top. We're going to walk up here, get a view of the chapel again. Do yourself a favor, look it up. Forrest Cemetery, Gadsden, Alabama. Spence. Yeah. But yeah, tell me what you guys think, man. When it comes to doing these, I need to prepare a little bit better. You know, research, memorize, stuff like that. Little stuff that nobody likes to do. But if there's ever going to be a chance of this doing what it's supposed to do, I got to do that. Oh man. We'll walk over here, look at this. This is like the coolest grave. Look at that. And we'll be getting out of here pretty soon. Great. Another shot of the chapel. that pretty much is it for what we're doing out here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do, leave a like and a comment. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm all ears. And we'll see you next time we come out here. Take care. Oh, and parting message: be smart, be safe, don't do stupid shit. See you around.